Oh my god. Wow, this is something else. So for those of you who didn't know, after just about not even 2 days of use for the people who got the Galaxy Fold early, who have already started testing the product and showing it on video and making first impressions videos about it, we're already seeing multiple failures of not just one, but multiple different people having problems with their Fold, and also for multiple different reasons. We're not even 48 hours into this yet, and there's already problems showing up with the Fold, which may be related to the fact that perhaps this technology was rushed. Maybe it was more focused on beating Huawei to the punch than actually making a product that was thought out and perhaps could have been tested a little bit longer, maybe just thought about a little bit more. Frankly, it just seems like Samsung hasn't necessarily learned their lesson with the Note 7 because they don't need to test things. They can just throw them out there and let the $2,000 paying customers, they can figure out what's wrong with it. We don't have to put disclaimers on everything. They can figure it out. We don't need to figure out what's wrong with it. Other people can do that. So, oh boy, today I'll be telling you what people have been experiencing not even 48 hours into their Galaxy Fold experience. Let's begin. So regardless of what goes wrong, it's in relation to the main appeal of the product, the display, the inside display. We've got videos of people's displays freaking out and flashing, and there being big black bars down the middle, the screen flat out turning black and not working at all. The first problem, which I think is going to be a major one, is somewhat fixable, but still, I think, a major design flaw. There is plastic that is lining the Galaxy Fold's inside display that appears to be packaging plastic. You know, the kind that you would pull off your new iPhone or your new Galaxy that you just bought. You know, you just unwrap the product and you may see like a little bit of plastic over the screen, or perhaps a pre-applied screen protector like we saw in the Galaxy S10 Plus. Most of the time we see that, it'll start to peel a little bit on the sides. You'll see that little ridge and you'll be like, oh, that's a little bit of screen protector. That's a little bit of plastic they put on there. And as multiple people have pointed out on Twitter, they thought they needed to peel it off, likely because it's warping a little bit. It's starting to peel off a little bit, as people have mentioned. So they think because they see this warping or they see this peeling, or as one user mentioned, when they unfold it, if they press in the center of the display, the plastic will indent and not go back to the way it's supposed to be. So they just think, oh, this is some type of pre-applied screen protector or plastic. Let me go ahead and peel that off. So just using their bare fingers and fingernails, they will peel that off and oh, now the device is officially broken, because that apparently was an integral part of the product that if you tried to remove, the display will just flat out stop working. Yes, a special part of the device that needs to be there for it to work can be removed via fingernail and likely will be removed by people because they think it's a pre-applied screen protector. Now, some boxes happen to have a little disclaimer, and it's important for me to mention not all of them do. Some people who tested the Galaxy Fold see this little disclaimer that says there's a plastic coating on the inside of the display. Do not take it off, even though it may look like it's supposed to come off. That's just our poor design. You need to just put up with that, even if it's starting to peel on the edges and you think you need to pull it off. That's actually really important and it has to be there. Also, don't put any screen protectors or stickers on that inside display, because if you do, it could damage the plastic display on the inside of this phone. So no screen protectors, by the way, which means that even though the Galaxy Fold is kind of wedge shaped when you wrap it up, there's space in between the device. When you put that in your pocket, it's probably going to collect a little bit of lint and dust is going to get in there. Phones with glass can collect scratches from lint in your pocket. So imagine how the plastic screen's going to manage, given that doesn't seal all the way inside your pocket. But anyway, several people in the tech space like Marques Brownlee and Soldier Knows Best have already brought up that they didn't get that disclaimer and they can't find it anywhere on the box. So turns out they're not even putting that disclaimer on every single Galaxy Fold. You might get the warning, you might not get the warning, but if you're planning on buying a Galaxy Fold, you should be worried about that. It's gonna look like there's easily removable plastic on that screen that turns out has to stay there. My question is, why is it user removable if it has to be there? Why not just build it into the display itself so that you can't peel it off with your finger, and after 48 hours of use, it's already peeling on the edges and sides and it makes people want to take it off? Turns out that can destroy the whole product. That's actually important to be there. Now, it's important to also note this is not the only people who are having flaws. There are multiple accounts now on Twitter and people who have first-hand experience with the Galaxy Fold that are saying their displays are failing and they haven't even touched the plastic. They're not peeling it off or anything. They're getting dead pixel lines, the screen's freaking out, and they never touch the plastic at all, which means that simply from a couple days of use of folding this thing in and out, it's already starting to affect the digital bands that connect to the circuitry inside the phone, which means the fold could potentially fail even if you don't mess with the plastic. Even if you leave that cheap stuff on there and just accept that it's a crappy screen protector, it might also fail as well. Now, Android Central has claimed that just a couple dozen review units have been sent out. I think it's safe to say not even 50. I've seen a couple of YouTube channels that have multiple Galaxy Folds, but they are certainly early in their process, and to know that now we're seeing 4, 5, 6 people who are already having problems with their Fold, not to mention there's plenty of consumers out there that are going to spend over $2,000 on this device and not see that fine print and not see that warning on the box that says, by the way, if you try to peel off the plastic, it breaks the device permanently. They're not going to know. They're not going to have any sort of warning. And also, we've got multiple reports that it might just fail altogether even without the plastic being peeled off. So yeah, I think it's safe to say this was certainly rushed. They're not thinking this through, and it goes along with all of my worries and concerns for the product. I have still ordered one. I can't wait to see if mine breaks. And also, I'm very curious to see if the failure rate of the Galaxy Folds will increase over time, given we've already seen multiple failures within less than 2 days. Imagine what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks. I have to ask people who are okay with the crease, do you genuinely think that the crease is just there and over time it's not going to get noticeably worse as we're already seeing display issues after a couple days? Again, I have to ask you guys, imagine this thing in several months. How badly that crease is going to weaken and get worse and worse and worse over time, over months. This thing is simply falling apart before it's even getting into consumers' hands. And wow, Samsung, I don't think you've really learned your lesson. You gotta test these things before you ship them out. Samsung was so preoccupied with beating Huawei that they didn't think about, oh, maybe these things aren't necessarily gonna work at all in the first place. I also don't understand the argument of, yeah, no one should buy this, but I'm glad it exists. How can you be glad that it exists if you don't think anyone should buy it? If it's a bad product and it's expensive and no one should get it, then why are you happy it exists? They can do this testing. They can move the industry forward internally. They don't have to collect money from consumers to make this technology better. This should have been found internally in R&D within a couple days that, oh, there's a fairly noticeable failure rate with the Galaxy Fold. Maybe let's not ask $2,000 a piece for them. It feels like they put more work into the packaging than they did the actual product at this point. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the Galaxy Fold already failing for more devices. Were you guys interested and not interested anymore? Or were you not interested in the first place and this just kind of seals the deal for you? All that good stuff. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.